Hi, it's Paul Sweeney here. I'm doing a little bit of outdoors filming today. You might hear a little bit of grinding in the background. They're doing a new building over, where's the camera? Over that way. And you might hear some traffic in the background, but that's kind of okay. So, what I wanted to talk to you today is about your marketing and your sales. Now, I've been digging through my library and I've found a really great book, which is this one here. This is called Getting Everything You Can Out of All of You've Got by Jay Abrahams, one of the world's most fantastic marketers. I also sat in and listened to a podcast of somebody else, and it just kind of reminded me that we need to really have a couple of things going in our business. First off is having a list. Having a list is really, really important. The reason being is that you can keep on going back to your list. Now, some people buy a few straight away, sometimes they don't. Just think of your own way that you work. And you'll probably realise that sometimes you need to go back a couple of times before you're happy to spend your money. So the great thing about the list is that you can cultivate that relationship. It's like going out on a date. You know, you meet somebody, you want to connect with them, so you try and find out what's kind of interesting for both of you and go and enjoy some of that, and then when it's time to move on to the next part of that relationship, things are a little easier because you've already built some of that connection, some of that, what I call that really important heart connection. So how do you create your list? Well, the first way you can do it is giving them something for free. Now, free is a very powerful word. So it could be, if you're dealing in information, it could be a free report. If you're dealing with real live products, it could be a free sample. You've probably seen it in the market. You've probably seen it in the shopping centre. You walk up and down the aisles and there'll be somebody really wonderful giving you free samples of a product. Now, sometimes it's things like cheese or a meat or a ready-to-eat meal. Someone at the back end already knows that if they give away X amount, that will convert into X amount of sales. So all you need to do is set up a way that people can sample your product or service at no cost to them. Repeat, no cost to them. Now, you've got to do a little bit of work. You've got to make sure that you can track, test and measure the response from the sample to the sales. Now, say for example, if you give out 100 samples and you might get 25 people come in, and out of that you might get 2 or 3 sales. Whatever the numbers are, because we can, once we have a bit of an idea where those numbers are at, we can actually work on those numbers. So what happens is over time is we get smarter and smarter with our process, so we know that out of the 100 we might get 50 inquiries, out of that 50 inquiries we might get 25 sales. So once we know the numbers, we can just start working numbers. But okay, so then what you want to do is say, you know, as part of this free sample, we just want to grab some details, and it could just be a name and an email, or a name and a mobile phone number. Because as you know, most of us now have our phones with us 24/7. They're in our pockets. So they're a great way to be able to hook up with people and make those offers. So you may know that your business does a bit of this. So it might be really busy during the week, or it might be really busy on Friday, really busy on Monday, quiet during the week. It doesn't really matter. By having that list and making those offers to that list, we can allow it to try and backfill some of those holes. And again, it allows people that are spending some money somewhere else to come and try out your product or service at no risk to them, and then you can convert them into a customer. So that's really, really important. So now, getting back to Jay Abrahams in this fantastic book, one of the things that he'll talk about is that if you have a list, you can connect with your list at when days or seasons or events that are happening, and try and cash in on that event. So for example, now today's February the 4th, in 10 days time it's Valentine's Day. Yes, now if you go and look up the history of Valentine's Day, it was sort of created by a guy called Wanamaker, who had at one stage had a huge department store in Philadelphia. So he knew that we need to create these things in order to get people thinking about buying some more stuff or coming to visit us or whatever it is that we're trying to achieve. So now we have 10 days of making contact with our people and doing a bit of art of seduction. Robert Greene, spelled Green, has a great book about seduction. Go find it, have a read of it, it's terrific. So if you can imagine that, if we've got this ongoing relationship, this ongoing conversation with these people, we can start talking to them. And it could be this guy who I listened to his stuff, which is just a variation of this stuff. He was saying that you could perhaps have a quiz. It could be, every 2 days between now and Valentine's, every 2 days, what is one thing you don't know about Valentine's Day? It could be where it happened, why it happened, the date. So you can come up with a little bit of a quiz. Now you can run a quiz, and for the people that get the most amount of answers correct, they can go into a draw and win some of your products or services. Or the other way, great way of doing it is talk to your suppliers, the people that supply you, and perhaps some of your customers, and perhaps being able to come up with a really fantastic package. That could be a winners take all package, or it could be first, second and third place winners could each win something. So the great thing about that is that when they come into your business to pick up their prize, or to enjoy the prize, or to experience a prize, great time to get the cameras out, click, 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 makes great content. Content can go back through your Twitter feed, or your Facebook, or your website, or whatever the social media is that you're doing. So what you're doing is letting people know that, hey, this is a great place to come, and if they are experiencing your product or service, you need to get some feedback from them how it all went. Do a really great job, really impress them, really wow them, knock their socks off, because you will create such goodwill for your company or your product and service by this act. It'll just be amazing. So they'll become your advocate, and they know people just like you, or they know people, big trucks just going past, they know people that you want to have come into your store or come into your website and experience your products or services. So that's a great little idea that could be as a lead up to Valentine's Day. Now we've just had the kids go back to school, so yours could be a back to school. They've gone, so it's a great time to come in and get your car serviced, or your air conditioning system serviced, or something in your house serviced, your car, your body, your brain, whatever it is. Now that the kid's gone, great time to jump in and do that. Or it's a great time to, now that the kid's gone, go in and clean up the house, or tidy up the house, or do the garden, or whatever it is that you do. Great time to do it. Now, what you need to be thinking is that maybe that this product or service, or this timing isn't right for your clients. That's fine. So you'd be thinking, okay, what happens in March? Now, if you're here in Adelaide, Adelaide is Mad March. Everything happens in March. There's just so much going on. So you're going to be thinking, okay, where you are, what could be a good tie-in? So I've got Valentine's Day about the middle of February. What could be at the end of February? So it could just be the end of February blowout. Come on by and have some drinks or some food on us. It doesn't really matter. Because what you're trying to do is get people from wherever spending their money, and if they're a good client of yours, they'll be a good client of somebody else's. They'll be spending money somewhere else. So you need to be just wooing them and getting them around to your place, or your store, or your website, looking after them really, really well, because that's what hospitality is all about, and getting them spending money with you, because they will know, like people. Oh, we've got a few more trucks here. Anyway, so that's it for about now. I'm going to be rolling out some more of these as time goes on. If you want to know, if you want to have a chat directly, or you want to email me for some ideas, there'll be an email address at just at the bottom of this little video, and you can go there and look me up and we can have a conversation. Okay, great. Thanks. Bye.